Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
So,
How old are you?
19.
All right.
He
So,
looks young.
yes. Well, I mean, because he is young.
Yes, he is.
So what is happening with this case?
We're gonna work it out, I think, Judge. So if I can get a reset to have him start and hopefully complete a couple of the things that the state's asked him to do.
All right.
Just-
So,
Sorry, just as far as discovery that's been completed, tendered an offer for resolution to them that would take maybe 30 days to get.
okay.
Yes.
All right. So here's the thing. You're in adult felony court, and I'm telling you this for your own good. This nonsense that young people are doing, it will come back to bite you when you're trying to further your career and do other things. So you need to make sure that you stay on the straight and narrow. And if there are any friends that are out there who are pulling you away from the straight and narrow, they're not your friends, because they should be wanting the best for you instead of having you come into felony court. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you see the people in the box, those are people who are brought over from the jail. All right? So do better. Okay? All right. So you want a 30-day reset?
You think?
Yes, please.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Oh, once we get the date.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, May 20th.
Yes.
Are you in school?
No, ma'am.
All right. What are you doing with your life?
I'm going to the Marines.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell you
Been
what.
accepted, Judge, and so if we can get this resolved, he was supposed to ship out and they didn't realize it until they checked again.
Mhm.
And then this warrant came up, and so we have been desperately trying to get this worked out.
All right, let's go. Let him go.
Yes, Judge, please.
If you just give everybody, could I just have a 2-week reset? Because I need some stuff from Ms. Headland to put in the file.
I
What do
will
you
have a
need?
letter to you, and
Well, is the recruiter here?
I don't have him on the phone. I don't.
Can he zoom in?
I can
Would he
call
be
him on the
willing to
phone.
Zoom?
I can see if he could.
Will that help? I'm trying to get him
Okay.
to
that
his
would be
military
so awesome.
base, because I don't want him, I would always, whenever I was in school, I was like, I want to stay with my class, the milestones with my class. So I'm trying to
Mhm.
let him do his milestones. And if you still can't do it, let me know, but I'm trying to.
The other thing too is he did voluntarily went to a rehab last August to September for 5 weeks in Wimberley. I asked him on the way over here, well, how did that go? And he said, well, I was in there with a lot of people that had heroin, cocaine
Mhm.
addiction. And he goes, and I was in there for a week. I go, but you see how they got there. And so he recognizes that. His grandmother has raised him. His family contacted me when they found out about this. He was, what's it called? MEPS? Is that
MEPS.
MEPS? He was on his
Military
way
Process.
to be sent off. Were you going to San Diego or? And then
Well,
they
they just
ran
did,
it just
well,
to get him onto the.
Sometimes things happen.
Mhm.
San Diego, I think they just had a earthquake or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So you missed
There
that.
you go.
Hopefully everybody in San Diego is okay. Then this is what I want you all to do. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I want you to get your recruiter on the phone so that the state can know that you have the recruiter. Because let me just tell you, do I think you're signing up and going to the military? Yes, because your attorney has told me so. But sometimes people will say, ooh, I'm going to the military. Then they don't. So get your recruiter on the phone. Let the state be a part of the conversation, and then y'all come back to me and maybe we can take care of this today and you can be off in the military, and I'll send my prayers for you when you go into the military. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let's do that. And then you guys come
That
back and
would be
approach.
Amazing. Thank you.
All right. And remember my drug course that I just gave you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Jim Flores. Oh, if you can unmute for me, please. Hello, are you Sergeant Flores?
Good morning, ma'am. I am.
All right, so we're just here because Sebastian Gonzalez is stating that he is enlisting in the Marines. Is that true?
That is correct. He started the process already. But
All right, so
Yes,
my
yes.
understanding is the only thing that is holding him back is this case. Is that correct?
that is correct.
I didn't hear you.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
All right, so state.
Yeah, well.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure this case is taken care of. It's going to be taken care of today so that he can complete his process with. I expect you all, because he's 19, y'all had better take care of him.
Yes, ma'am, we will.
Now, I know you all say that, but I've had people in the military, a lot of my family members, and then once you sign on the dotted line, your life is not your own. But make sure you get everything in writing. This is the contract attorney and me coming out.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else you'll need from him?
No, ma'am, just for him to continue being and doing what he's been doing so far. So same motivation, same enthusiasm, and same attitude.
All right, well, I can tell you one thing, you're gonna be in shape physically. So there you go. Maybe I should, do you have a program for me where I can just sign up just to get in shape? I really don't want to do it, but I'm just, looking to get in shape physically.
Hey, you're more than welcome to come to the office. We have a small gym and we can create a workout plan for you.
He says that, and where are you located? See, I'm serious. See, he laughs now. He's like, I don't know about that.
Silas knows. He knows. He
She's-
knows where we're located.
She's not gonna push back from the table. All right. So we'll make sure that he has any dismissal form that you need so that he can take that to you. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for zooming in. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for your service.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have somebody hiding in the back over your shoulder.
I know.
Hi.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Flores.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries.
All right.
Doing
Good
our
luck
job
to you.
Recruiting away.
Yes. Be safe. Okay.
Ma'am.
And I'll always keep you in my prayers. I always remember, people think I don't, but I remember everybody that comes before me. So be safe out there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they're gonna give me the reset. They're gonna give me the dismissal. I'm gonna sign it. And
Get copies.
yes.
The court convened to address two related criminal matters involving Tanya Ortega, beginning with a motion to revoke deferred adjudication in a prior aggravated robbery case. In this courtroom hearing, a 19-year-old defendant named Sebastian Gonzalez appears before the judge regarding a felony case that is still in the process of being resolved. At the beginning of the hearing, the judge acknowledges the defendant's young age and reminds him that appearing in adult felony court is a serious matter that can have long-term consequences for his future. The judge emphasizes that many young people make poor decisions that later affect their careers, education, and opportunities. She advises Gonzalez to stay on the straight and narrow path and distance himself from friends or influences that might lead him into trouble again. The judge also points out that the individuals sitting in the jail holding area are reminders of what can happen if someone continues down the wrong path. Defense counsel explains that the case is still being worked out with the prosecution and asks the court for a 30-day reset to complete some requested conditions and finalize a possible resolution. The judge tentatively agrees to the reset and sets a potential future court date. During the discussion, the judge asks Gonzalez about his current life situation and whether he is attending school. Gonzalez responds that he is not in school and instead has been planning to join the United States Marine Corps. The defense attorney elaborates on this point, explaining that Gonzalez had already begun the enlistment process and was preparing to ship out to training. However, the pending warrant connected to this case surfaced during the final background checks, temporarily halting his enlistment. The attorney further informs the court that Gonzalez had voluntarily attended a 5-week rehabilitation program the previous year in an effort to improve his life and avoid further problems. His grandmother had raised him, and his family had been actively involved in trying to help resolve the legal situation so he could move forward. Recognizing the potential opportunity for the young defendant to change his path, the judge attempts to verify the enlistment claim directly. She asks whether the Marine recruiter can join the hearing remotely. Shortly afterward, a recruiter, Sergeant Flores, appears via video call and confirms that Gonzalez has indeed completed the enlistment process and that the only remaining obstacle preventing him from shipping out is the unresolved court case. After hearing this confirmation, the judge consults with the prosecution and decides to facilitate a resolution. She announces that the court will ensure the case is handled immediately so that it no longer blocks Gonzalez from completing his enlistment. At the same time, the judge offers practical advice, noting that once someone signs a military contract, their life becomes highly structured and controlled. Drawing on her own experience with family members in the military, she advises Gonzalez to make sure all agreements and commitments are clearly documented. The judge also shares a moment of light humor with the recruiter, joking about whether the Marines could help her get into better physical shape, which brings laughter to the courtroom and briefly eases the tension of the proceedings. Ultimately, the court decides that the case will be dismissed, allowing Gonzalez to proceed with his plans to join the Marines. The judge instructs the court staff to prepare the dismissal paperwork so that Gonzalez can provide proof to his recruiter and continue the enlistment process without delay. Before concluding the hearing, the judge offers Gonzalez words of encouragement and support. She reminds him that she remembers the people who appear before her and expresses hope that he will succeed in his new path. She wishes him safety and says she will keep him in her prayers as he begins his military career. Then the hearing ends on a positive note, with the young defendant leaving the courtroom with a renewed opportunity to pursue a disciplined future through military service. The hearing begins as the court calls the case involving Henry James. This is reportedly Mr. James's first appearance via Zoom using his personal computer. At the start of the proceedings, his appointed attorney requests permission from the court to withdraw from the case. The attorney explains that Mr. James has filed a formal complaint against him with the state bar, creating a conflict that prevents him from continuing to represent the defendant effectively. The judge then addresses Mr. James directly, asking about the situation. Mr. James confirms that he did file a bar complaint against his attorney. However, he claims he did not request the attorney's withdrawal and insists the lawyer made that decision independently. Mr. James argues that his attorney failed to perform necessary legal duties, specifically alleging that the lawyer did not obtain important evidence or contact a company called Intoxilock, which Mr. James believes is central to proving his innocence. He also states that he cannot afford to hire a private attorney and asks the court to appoint another one. The judge responds by explaining that the court has a limited number of attorneys available for court-appointed representation. She notes that Mr. James has already gone through multiple attorneys and suggests that the ongoing conflict may stem from his inability to work effectively with appointed counsel. Mr. James disputes this, insisting that the problem lies with the attorneys who have failed to properly defend him. The discussion then shifts to the underlying legal issue. Mr. James is charged with driving with a suspended license. Now, the judge clarifies that the central question in the case is whether the state's Department of Licensing suspended his driver's license, whether he received proper notice of that suspension, and whether he drove despite that suspension. Mr. James strongly disputes the charge. He claims that he already fulfilled the requirements connected to an earlier DUI case, including installing an ignition interlock device in his car and completing the required compliance period. According to Mr. James, and a district court previously confirmed that he successfully completed 4 months of monitoring and officially closed his case. However, he argues that the interlock device provider, Intoxilock, reopened the issue and refused to confirm his compliance to the Department of Licensing. Mr. James claims that the company told him he could regain his license by paying a fee, which he says he paid, but he still did not receive his license reinstatement. Because of this dispute, He believes he is being wrongly prosecuted. The judge explains that the court must rely on the official records of the Department of Licensing, which currently show that Mr. James's license is still suspended. She suggests that there may be separate obligations between the criminal court case and the administrative licensing requirements. Even if the criminal DUI case is closed, the Department of Licensing may still require proof of compliance with ignition interlock rules before restoring his driving privileges. Mr. James continues to argue that he has done everything required, including attending DUI classes, paying fines, and maintaining the interlock device for more than a year. He repeatedly insists that the licensing authorities told him the dispute is actually between him and the interlock company, rather than the government. This, as the conversation becomes more heated, Mr. James expresses frustration and claims the legal system is treating him unfairly. He accuses the court and prosecutor of enforcing laws improperly and eventually makes allegations of racial discrimination, claiming that people of color are treated more harshly in the courtroom. The judge firmly rejects these accusations and states that his claims are not accurate. She reiterates that the court has no involvement with the interlock company itself and is only relying on official records indicating that his license is currently suspended. The hearing concludes with the judge emphasizing that Mr. James's legal status still shows a suspended license. She warns that refusing to listen to legal advice or understand the applicable procedures could ultimately harm his case. The parties presented a proposed agreement recommending revocation, adjudication of guilt, and a 5-year prison sentence to run concurrently with the new theft case. Defense counsel highlighted Ms. Ortega's efforts while on probation, including maintaining employment as a welder, submitting to drug testing without positive results, complying with GPS monitoring, and making payments toward court obligations. Counsel argued that the new theft offense was financially motivated rather than drug-related and occurred during a period of financial instability. The court, however, emphasized the seriousness of the underlying aggravated robbery offense. After considering the record and arguments, the judge declined to follow the 5-year recommendation. Instead, the court found the violation true, revoked community supervision, formally adjudicated Ms. Ortega guilty of aggravated robbery, and sentenced her to 8 years in prison. The sentence included credit for time served, an affirmative deadly weapon finding, no contact with Michelle Young, and a prohibition on residing with minors. The court further ordered the sentence to run concurrently with a Bell County case subject to custody credit conditions. Following the revocation, the court immediately proceeded to the new 2025 theft case. Ms. Ortega waived indictment, waived her right to jury trial, and entered a guilty plea to state jail felony theft of copper from Home Depot. The court carefully reviewed her constitutional rights, including the right to grand jury indictment, the right to trial, the right to confront witnesses, and the right to remain silent. She confirmed that her plea was voluntary and that she was satisfied with her legal representation. Under the plea agreement, punishment was set at 41 days in the Bexar County Jail under Article 12.44, along with a $1,000 fine. The sentence was ordered to run concurrently with the 8-year prison sentence imposed in the aggravated robbery case and concurrent with the Bell County matter. The court imposed no contact conditions with Home Depot and Lydia Angel Hernandez. In both matters, Ms. Ortega waived her right to appeal as part of the plea agreements. She was advised that, as a convicted felon, she is prohibited from owning or possessing firearms or ammunition under Texas law. The proceedings concluded with the court emphasizing the seriousness of Ms. Ortega's repeated criminal conduct and urging her to make better life decisions moving forward. While the theft sentence itself was relatively minor, the revocation of deferred adjudication and imposition of an 8-year prison term reflected the court's determination that the violation warranted substantial punishment.